But a big part of this conversation is the recent streaming service launches. Disney Plus obviously being the biggest one. And as we're recording this, Google Stadia for video games comes out tomorrow, right?
Full launch tomorrow.
Yeah,
okay, so that's the thing. Full launch? Question mark?
Yeah, okay. Let's start with that then, because I truly know nothing about this other than what you've told me when they first announced it. So, like, what is Stadia about to be like getting into, and does it look like it's going to be successful?
So, a lot of caveats with Stadia, I feel, because like for one thing, you have the whole like XCloud is like about to kind of destroy it, from what I can tell.
What's XCloud?
XCloud is Microsoft's streaming platform. Essentially, like they're trying to. Well, for one thing, if you didn't know, like Xbox and PC, like they're trying to do a lot with PC. So, like if you have an Xbox and you have a PC, you can play your Xbox games on your Windows browser or whatever.
Microsoft corporate synergy.
Yeah, which I think is dope. Like as a PlayStation fanboy, I think that's awesome. Like to me, that is their selling points. And Xbox Games Pass, where like Xbox Game Pass, where it is like the Netflix of games, where it is I think it's $10 a month, $20 a month. I can't remember. It's something reasonable. And you get like new games, and they keep adding older games to Game Pass. And it is just, hey, like at this point you're downloading them, but like with XCloud, it will be like literal, or not literal, but you know what I'm trying to say, like actual Netflix for games, where it is just you click a game, you're streaming it. Mm-hmm. So with Stadia, the promise that, and I was really hype initially, like,
yep,
like I was.
These are the kind of arguments that we get into. Is that Bo will come to me with something, and I'll just be like, come to me when it works.
I'm more. Okay, so for one thing, I think Stadia,
my DVDs work.
I wanted it to accomplish in terms of like making, because I remember a while ago, because like first it was like PlayStation's had PlayStation Now for a while, like their bullshit streaming platform, which I can't even call bullshit anymore, because apparently it is like playable. It's $10 a month now, and they have fucking God of War, Uncharted 4, bars, like just a bunch of really good games on there that like I'm not gonna jump in yet, but like I'm convinced at some point like I will try it out. But Stadia, so it's Google's attempt to breach the gaming market. I was all hyped for it because it was like, yo, everything is gonna be, we have servers that are gonna run your games. You're going to use our service to access those servers and then play games wherever you want. To me, like the dream, like for the selling point for the Switch was you can play Skyrim on a plane, and you can play Skyrim on a plane with the Switch. That's awesome. With this, it was a matter of, you're watching YouTube and then you see a browser for like the hottest new game. So you click the ad and you buy the game immediately. And you're playing like with, like, as soon as I click the ad, it links up, because I'm using YouTube and YouTube linked to Google, like has my account number, all that shit. I have the game now. I'm playing the new Destiny expansion right now. And you know what? I'm having a lot of fun. I'm enjoying this. I want to go to my couch. I'm going to sit on my couch. I'm just going to pause the game right here, go to my couch that has the Chromecast Ultra, sit on my couch, and I'm playing it 4K, 60 frames per second, as long as I maintain 10 megabyte download speeds or whatever. So one, Stadia's like launch catalog is ass. Like they were promising.
Talk to me. What are we seeing on it?
Like, actually, okay, let me pull up the actual Stadia launch list. But it's like the thing that they're really selling and banking on in terms of marketing and in terms of like their like, hey, when you buy the Founders Pack, which was like $130, you get a controller, a Chromecast Ultra, and 6 months of Stadia, and you get the Destiny Complete Edition, which like I love Destiny. Mm-hmm. Game it's become, like, I'm sure we'll get into this later. It may or may not have worked its way back into like my Game of the Year contender, like Destiny Shadowkeep. Like and we'll have that discussion, like this expansion, have that discussion eventually, but like. It's launching with old game, Like I have the list right here. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, good but old game. Attack on Titan, I don't know. Baldur's Gate 3, which is like an exclusive, unreleased.
Oh wow. Okay. I know there are people who are big fans of that series. I've never played it, but
I remember watching the Stadia Connect and seeing that and being like, "Oh shit, okay!" Like, because it's one of the great RPGs or whatever. So like, I want to play it. Borderlands 3, great but old game. Cyberpunk, not released yet. Darksiders Genesis, not released yet. Destiny 2, out but old. Destroy All Humans. I assume that's the remaster.
Oh, the remake, yeah.
Doom, out but old. Doom Eternal was supposed to be there like for launch, but then it got delayed, so not there. Xenoverse 2, old. Farming Simulator 19, not a console seller. Like, it's not going to make me sign up for a whole new thing. Like,
I gotta be honest. I'm okay. Just some of these games are like 2-3 years old, so that's pretty bad. But like, honestly, like that, as far as launch lineups go, that doesn't sound that bad.
So as far as launch lineups, sure. Like, my thing is, for every game that I'm interested in on this list, like Red Dead 2, which I don't think is going to be their launch. Like, they're showing a lot of games on here that like look good, but it's like I either, if I wanted to play them, I already would have, you know, like
that's fair.
Like, if I didn't already have Doom, I'm not going to play it on Stadia, especially with like, I've seen so here's another thing, like they're talking about like the latency issue, because like in terms of streaming, that's going to be a big deal, because like especially if you're playing a fighting game, like they're promoting Mortal Kombat 11 for this, like
all those button inputs have to be immediate. Yeah,
I mean, Mortal Kombat's like a slower game, but there's still like precise. You have to
absolutely.
And from what I'm hearing, and the whole the controller is supposed to be special because it'll connect directly to through Wi-Fi directly to the servers. So instead of you like bouncing from your controller to the screen to your Chromecast or whatever to the server back and all that, it's just direct. Like, even then, like the latency apparently is not that bad, but like that's only if you're using it on your TV with the Chromecast Ultra. Oh, and also if you already have a Chromecast Ultra, it's not going to work unless you use the one that's like in the box, like in the Stadia box. They're going to try to patch it in a future date, but like, yeah,
that's the thing. It's like, what are they going for on this launch? Because like streaming games is not like, it's still at the early stages. Like, it's not like Disney Plus launching a streaming service when everyone has already accepted that streaming video is a thing. It's like is Google trying to be the like slowly work people into it the way Netflix did, or like are they hoping this is going to be like a huge hit at launch?
I would hope that, like, I don't know, my thing. So with XCloud specifically, they've been running a beta since E3. I think it's been since E3, but like for the last few months at least. And from what I'm hearing, it's working well. Like every time Kind of Funny is covering just the general like streaming wars and stuff like that. And like Greg Miller's been saying that like he's excited about XCloud. Like he's PlayStation fanboy. Like he is the Sony pony, and he is excited about XCloud. And from what he bought the Stadia Founders Pack. So like he was also excited about that, but you know, I only caught like the first 20 minutes of Kind of Funny Games Daily today, and like he was not excited. Like I saw a video today of someone trying to play I think it was Destiny on there, because also if you play on your play through the Chrome browser, like to me the dream is, oh shit, this game came out today. I have it now. I'm playing it right now. Like within like, oh
yeah, without having to wait for a download or something.
Yeah, that's the other thing. No download. Like, and from what I saw like I was just scrolling through Twitter to see if there were any like positive feelings about it, and I saw someone saying, "Hey, in Stadia's defense, the idea of being able to boot up a game instantly, not have to wait for a download, not have to wait for a patch. Like, I'm just thinking of every time we've booted up Overwatch, and it's like, oh, mine didn't update while it was rest mode, so we've got to wait 20 minutes while I'm, you know, like y'all run some duos or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, it sounds cool, but also I saw someone hit their and with enough time to hit their spacebar and then gesture to the camera and like at the screen, like in a comedic way, like click, jump, like that level of latency on PC.
Yikes.
So it's just
Yikes.
I was excited, and now I'm not.
That's the thing. Like for something like this to work, it has to work really well, at least for the people who are gonna buy it at launch, you know. And you assume that's like people who are really into tech, people who are really into video games,
like the early adopters, the people
the early, exactly, the ones who probably do shell out and have like high speed internet and stuff like that. So if that's not working for those people, then like someone like me, who I'm not even the best example because I'm still like a big gamer and stuff, but like I don't have super high speed internet, so I know this will not work for me. Like it will be unplayable for me. So even like if you have
fantastic internet, you're super excited about Stadia, you got the Founders Edition, you might not get your Stadia tomorrow. Like they've announced like, oh yeah, well we're gonna do like a staggered release where like we're gonna start releasing them out on the 19th, but like, you know. And also included was like the Buddy Pass, where you could give your friend Stadia Pro for I think 3 months for some. That might not be there in the box. So like, there's just a lot of issues with this launch. Like there's no reason. Like IGN's still doing their like review and process right now, but like they said if they were to give it something right now, it would be a 6 out of 10. So like, yeah, and knowing Google's track record of like, hey, this is going to be the future. And then, like, what was the last? I can't even remember what their Google Plus. What was it called?
Oh yeah, Google Plus. Yeah, the social media. I was just gonna say, like, they have, but they're able to do one of two things. They can either release something knowing that it's not necessarily gonna hit and just kind of like shell out money just as an experiment. Like they have the means to do that. Like Google Glass, right? There was like a single day release of that. And like that hasn't become like mainstream or anything since. Like it just kind of like was a thing, kind of almost like a proof of concept, and then it like went away. Google Plus was something where they released it, no one used it, but they actually kept that shit running for like years.
I'm sure they could bullshit their way into like, well, if you have a Google, like a Gmail account, then like you have Google Plus. So like,
well, that's
look how many users we have.
But now they've just simplified it, so it's just like a Google account, and like it's not really like as much a social media thing anymore. But like that's what a company that big is able to do, is just like, they have like endless capital, so they could launch Stadia, and if enough people play it, that at least it's a proof that it works, it's proof of concept, then they could keep it running for like 2 years, and then they have like a second launch or something, like in 2 years or a year from now.
My thing is, if they're going to do that, then why not have tomorrow be the release of the beta version?
That's what confuses me about it, is like them doing a staggered launch makes me think, okay, so this is like a soft release and they're going to do like a big wide release later on. But it sounds like it's more like they're just kind of stumbling towards release. And I don't get that strategy at all.
It really feels unfinished. Like not just like the final product or whatever, just like the entire concept and the plan around it. Like it just really feels like someone was like I don't know, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, yo, we're gonna make a like our own gaming platform going into 2020, and then people kind of slept on it and they're like, oh shit, like 2020 is next year, and then they kind of like rushed it out. Like they just picked a date and they're like, well, whatever we have by this date, we're gonna like just throw it out there. Because they like the news about like certain things, like certain features not being a part of it, like, hey, that wireless controller that you were like all excited about, that's not going to be like if you're using it on your phone. And also like we're only going to be on Google Pixel, like the very new Google Pixel phone, which it makes sense. Like they're trying to push their phone or whatever, but also like don't say, hey, for everyone. Like that, to me, that cuts down such a huge part of your market. Like,
I think it's interesting that they would do that, because I've always felt one of the smartest things that Apple ever did was making it, and Microsoft too with Office, is that like if you have a Mac, you can still get Office, and if you have a PC, you can still get like iTunes and everything. Like I've always felt like that's smart, because it's just like it's like casting a line out. It's like, do you like this? Do you want it to work even better? Like then buy our product. Like like Prime is available. Like you don't have to have a Fire Stick to use Prime. You know what I mean? Like I don't get why Google. I mean, because Google has all this stuff and they have the capital to waste, but at the same time, like I don't know many people with a Google phone. I don't know many people with like a Chromebook, like that's like their dedicated computer. You know, I know more people with Fire Sticks and Rokus than I do Chromecasts. Like I'm sure, like Chromecast is popular. Like I know a lot of people who have. That
I mean, from what
like
I like it, from the very limited use, like I've used a Roku, I've used Fire Stick, I've used Chromecast is fucking awesome. Like I love Chromecast.
But even then, I know more people with Apple TVs. Honestly.
Really?
Yeah, like I not so much my like close friends or anything, but I've like been to a lot of places where like it was an Apple TV. Plus is like, again, it's like Apple has all the integration and everyone has an iPhone, you know? I mean, like even if like, well, a lot of people have an iPhone.
Yeah. No, I was going to say like, it's surprising because from what it, and I was about to say this very confidently, and then I'm like, I took this class a while ago. Just in one of like the marketing classes, they said that like Apple's like actually like only like 30% of people actually have iPhones. Like some like
30% of phone users.
Phone users, yes. I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, that makes sense to me because when you think about it, I'm sure like 50% of phone users are still like people with flip phones.
Yeah, but like
old people and people who can't afford like data plans and stuff like that. You know, like
my thing is, I think if Google can position them, my ultimate point is I think that if Google powers through this. They could bullshit their way into being like the Apple of gaming or whatever, where, because like if you think about like there's so many competitors in the PC game, like in the PC space, but then there's also Apple. It's like you'll have HP, Acer, Lenovo, fucking Dell, all them, you know, on one side, and then Apple. Like if you can have. Because you already see like Microsoft and PlayStation saying that they're going to start sharing resources to try to like combat Stadia's streaming, like
right.
But that was before we knew that it wasn't going to be exactly what we wanted it to be, all that kind of thing. But still, like if we have the alliance of the big three, and then you throw Valve in there if they decide to make a game every once in a while, I'm like,
Well, I mean, but that's the thing though, is I think what the biggest risk is for Stadia is that they'll prove it can work and then everyone else will do it better. Like kind of like MoviePass. Like MoviePass was like huge for like a year. And then like AMC, Regal, all these other like theater chains and companies started doing their own version of it that was better, more stable, actually, you know, made money. And like then MoviePass eventually fizzled out, you know, like Google's not MoviePass, but like it could happen. You know, like especially it's like almost the same thing with like now people are saying, oh, Netflix could be like, you know, killed by Disney Plus or HBO or whatever. Like the fact that people are even saying that is crazy when like 5 years ago, Netflix had damn near a monopoly.
Yeah. Know? Right.
Yeah.
Right. I just actually, you know what? Yeah, I'm backtracking because with the point you made about like
victory.
The point you made about